Dear students, good morning all of you. So today we are here to discuss basically the novel Lord of the Flies, and in Lord of the Flies it's important to understand and know about the writer William Golding. So Lord of the Flies is a novel written by William Golding. It's a 20th century novel written by an English writer, and before we go to the novel, let's discuss and know something about the great writer William Golding. Lord of the Flies is an award-winning novel, appreciated, admired all over the world. So, coming to William Golding, first of all, William Golding was born in Cornwall, England. It was on September 1911, the beginning of the 20th century. His father, L.A. Golding, he was a schoolmaster, and his mother, Mildred Golding, she worked for women rights, a women suffragette writer, and she also, worked for other social causes. So his parents, they encouraged him towards science. They never wanted him to be a writer. But soon, because he had no interest in science, he shifted his interests and gradually, shifted to literature. And he himself admits he was fond of archaeology, he was also fond of anthropology, and there are great references, I should say, or the background to anthropology is very, very strong in his first two novels. So we can find, there are trees, there is that environmental setup, mountain, the sea, and so many other things, which shows that he loved evolution and he loved human zoology. Then after that, as we go on to know more about him, we learn that he was a schoolmaster, he was a lecturer, he was an actor, a sailor, musician. I should say he had so many traits, in him. So the first published work of Golding was a slim volume of poetry which appeared shortly after his graduation from Oxford in 1934, and when the Second World War began, he joined the Royal Navy, in which he served with distinction for about 5 years. And after that, when he was discharged from the Navy when the war came to an end, he held the rank of a lieutenant. And there is no question that his experiences in Royal Navy were very decisive in his life, and they particularly helped him in developing into a great writer. And of course, we know he had settled down to a very peaceful life, and led a very, very happy life. But after his war experiences, they changed his view about human nature. He always had felt that human nature was good, there was goodness all around, but the war changed things, and he began to believe that there was a dark and evil side of man also. The war, he said, to quote, was unlike any other fought in Europe. It taught us not fighting politics or the follies of nationalism, but also about the given nature of man. So, after that, as we come to his first three novels, we find the first three novels actually were not accepted at all. He did not accept them himself, because he felt they were very much like the novels he had been reading so far, and he called them the rubbish of imitation. They were never published, and therefore his fourth novel, Lord of the Flies, is actually regarded as his first novel. So it was published in 1954, initially with a lot of difficulty, because it was turned down by about 20 publishers who did not accept it. But later on it became one of the best seller in England as well as USA, and it was even welcomed by E.M. Forster, the great writer of the time, who said that and chose it as the outstanding novel of the year. So even the readers, they saw it as a forcefully stated allegory about the evil inherent in human heart. And we have a peep into it in the novel. As you read the novel, you will understand what I am trying to say. Then the second novel that was written by him, was The Inheritors. It was written in 1955, and Inheritors, as far as the theme goes, is very much similar to The Lord of the Flies, but its range is limited, and that is why it could not be appreciated by many people. So both Lord of the Flies and The Inheritors, they give clear evidence of Golding's pessimistic view of man's nature and his fate. So Golding, he told an interviewer at the New York Herald Tribune, World War II made a tremendous impression upon him. He admitted it, and he went on to say that he believes man is born evil and is destined to remain evil. So his third novel, Pincher Martin, the names are here, written in 1956, tells of a naval officer, and of course we have a naval officer even in Lord of the Flies, floating in the Atlantic Ocean after his ship has been struck by a torpedo. The officer washes up onto a barren rock where he eventually loses his mind and dies. So this is about the first three books, and of course you have the other names here: The Brass Butterfly, Free Fall, The Spice, and many others. And there are some collections of essays also, and of course a collection of short stories also. So after that we come to the awards and honors that he won. So as far as his awards and honors go, we have a big list here. He was a member of the Royal Society of Literature in 1955. He had the honorary designation Commander of the British Empire in 1965. He was knighted in 1988. His novels Rites of Passage won the Booker Prize, a prestigious British award, and he also won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1983. So Golding, as we go to the after that, we read about the background to the Lord of Flies. So Lord of the Flies was his very, very great novel, appreciated novel, and it was written after this First World Tour, a period of general bloodshed and massacre of 6 million Jews by the Nazis. Pessimistic strain obviously can be found, in this novel, because there were great impacts upon him, the impacts of the Second World War. So he, of course, loved this novel, and it was appreciated on various fronts. So, as far as his experiences go, we find the World War, had a great impact upon him. He had seen the bloodshed, he had seen so many such things which disturbed him, but still the novel was a great success. So William Golding, he wrote Lord of the Flies because of the World War II, it is believed. Since he was a part of World War II, the violence and terror in the war gave him a huge influence about human life. William Golding, it is said, even asked his wife once if it was a good idea to write a book similar to the Coral Island. So all these things, had an impact upon him. The World War II, the evil, inherent evil, and all those things disturbed him a lot. And then also the next thing we find that provides a background to the Lord of the Flies is the futuristic technical device, a passenger safety tube in passenger planes, providing a background, the modern world of the atomic war, the supersonic airplanes, and the threat of war. See, when you read the novel, we find that there is a group of children who are in a plane, and all of a sudden, the plane crashes, it catches fire, and those children, they are left on, an island. It's an uninhabited island, and it is very strange to find that the pilot is not there, but the children are there. So what is the method that has been used? Of course, we do not have any such technical device today, but it is believed there may be in the future a futuristic technical device in which there may be a separate safety tube for the passengers, and the pilot, he would be able to separate that safety tube from the cockpit, and he would be able to save the passengers like that. So this type of device, a new idea, has been adopted in this particular novel with great success, and the novel centers around it. Then after that, we find that his source of inspiration was the Coral Island, and many of his characters that we find in this novel are named after the characters in the Coral Island. They are very much similar. We have Ralph, we have Jack, and many such other characters who resemble the characters in the Coral Island. So that was his source of publication. And besides that, as we have already read, the brutality and violence of World War II was again a big source which inspired him to write a novel like Lord of the Flies. And besides that, we also know that he had experiences as a schoolmaster. He had seen rowdy children, he had seen naughty children, he had seen children misbehaving. So all those things, those big experiences of his life played a great role, contributed a great role in his writing of a novel like Lord of the Flies. Of course, though it met with lot of difficulties in the beginning, later on in 1963 it was filmed by Peter Brook. So there are so many positive sides to the negative sides that we have been reading, and we are full of appreciation for a great writer like this. The writer William Golding, he died on June 19, 1993 at Cornwall, England. That was the end, but we still believe he has been immortalized even after his death. Even today we remember him, we read him, we appreciate him, and there have been people making movies not only in English, even in the other languages, because they would like it to be spread, to be read everywhere. So naturally it's a classic which transcends the limitations, the boundaries of time as well as the boundaries of space. Even today, whatever we read in this novel is true, and it is true not only today, it is true all over the world. So let's all appreciate the novel, read it with interest, and try to learn more and more about it. Okay, students, this is for today. We'll come to the next lecture tomorrow. Thank you all.